Hey Region 8, Brad Harris here, Region 8 Development Program Chairman and Meet Director for the 2025 Level 9 and 10 Regional Championships. Evelyn Chandler, the Region 8 Tech Chair, is the meet referee for the weekend, and Michelle Pomerantz, the Region 8 Administrative Chair, will be our meet administrator. You will hear from them in separate videos. Ryan Corrigan of Meet Authority will be in charge of scoring and sound. We'll also have several state chairs on hand at the venue all weekend long to answer any questions that you may have. For pre-meet information, see the Level 9 and 10 Regionals page on meetmaker.com. At the meet itself, coaches, make sure that you sign in. You will be given a red bracelet that is to be worn for the entirety of the weekend when you are out on the competitive floor for identification purposes. Day of competition scratches will be covered by Administrative Chair Michelle Pomerantz in her video. As always, starting events may change at regional championships if there are scratches in a squad to make sure that they are even for the fairness of the competition itself. As far as the layout, Gym A will be the one closest to the entrance and it will be marked in red. Gym B will be closest to the head table and it will be marked in blue. The format for the weekend is a modified Capital Cup. We will have a 20-minute stretch. We will then have the athletes in Gym A make their way over to their first warm-up event and begin their warm-ups while the athletes in Gym B are lined up in front of their first apparatus for our presentation of participating clubs. Only the Gym B athletes will line up due to the tight nature of the schedule. We will, however, announce all competing clubs in both gyms. Once Gym A athletes are finished with their warm-up, we will have everyone stand for the playing of the national anthem. This will let the Flight A athletes get a breather before we begin. And once completed, the Gym A athletes will present themselves to the officials and begin competition. Once that competition begins, our Flight B gymnasts will begin their first time warm-up period, and so on. We will announce rotations. You will hear the rotation bells, the chimes, what have you, meaning that it is not a continuous rotation. All equipment will be AAI supplied by Lightning City Gymnastics, and just like in 2024, we are keeping the balance beams side by side and we'll be sharing a floor exercise to cut down on the time it took for the judges to switch apparatus. Okay, all of that walking it takes a lot of time, and it's time that we simply do not have. We are confident that this will expedite the meet while still allowing the athletes ample time for warm-ups. It will also allow for the judges to get some much needed break time in between sessions, because hopefully they will run a little bit quicker than they would if we had the judges switching those apparatuses. The vault and uneven bar areas, since they move faster, will be independent of one another. For Floor X warm-ups, very important, the athletes will take turns in between the athletes in the squad that precedes them. This, of course, is not included in Flight A first event. That will be on the clock. I repeat that you are allowed to warm up in between the athletes in the squad that precedes your squad, meaning that if there are 6 athletes in the squad before yours, you can take as many turns as you would like during the judgments of those 6 athletes. Once you hear the USAAG chimes, however, and we have rotated, your warm-up time is completed. In other words, you may not continue taking turns in between the routines of the gymnasts in your squad. You may not continue taking turns in between the routines of the gymnasts in your squad. We had a few problems with this last year, so consider this your warning. Music. Please plan on playing your own music, but there will be a representative on hand if help is needed. Due to the number of attending coaches, over 400, it will be impossible for us to provide catered coaches hospitality at these regional championships. There will be snacks, bottled water, and soft drinks available, however. Please be advised that outside food is allowed and it can be eaten in the periphery areas. There is also a concession stand available in the lobby. There will be trainers to the right of the head table that are excellent at what they do, so anything your athletes need, please be advised that Breck and Katie will be there to help them. And finally, keep in mind that each general stretch will start on time in front of the arena, even if we are running behind. I will have a carpet-bonded foam area set up, and regardless of if we're a few minutes behind, our general stretches will begin exactly on the scheduled minute so that we can keep the weekend running expeditiously. That is it for my part. Thanks a lot, and good luck with your preparations, and go Region 8.
Hi everyone. Congratulations on qualifying athletes to the Level 9-10 regionals. I hope this video helps to give you the information you need for a successful regional competition. When you go to enter your athletes in MeetMaker, please fill in all of your athletes' sizes based on your GK leotard, jacket, and legging sizes. All their leotards and warm-ups will be ordered based on these sizes. Athletes are expected to wear all of their Region 8 apparel as assigned at Easterns and Nationals. If you have a high school senior, please be sure to check the senior box when entering them in MeetMaker. If you have entered them without this information, don't worry, you can go back and add it, but please do this as soon as possible so we can plan accordingly. If you have an athlete who is petitioning to Level 9-10 regionals, they should already be entered in MeetMaker as a petition. Petition athletes will be charged when their petition is accepted. There are no refunds for any athlete for any reason. Coaches, when you arrive at the meet, please have at least one of your coaches check in at the scoring table as soon as possible. Rotation sheets will be taped to the table and there will be highlighters provided. Please find your gym's name on top of the sheet and highlight it. This will shorten our roll call. If there's athletes that are scratched, scratch them below. Do not highlight the athlete, just the club name at the top of the sheet. Please make sure if you scratch them that you leave their competition number showing. And by doing this, if we have to rearrange squads, we will be able to do it prior to the main coaches meeting. And even though you watch this entire video, you will need to still come to the first part of each coach's meeting to make sure that you have had no change in your starting event. Each age group of Level 9s and 10s have 7 slots for athletes to qualify to Easterns and Nationals. There are times that Region 8 receives additional slots. Sometimes we don't know those extra slots until during or after the competition. You will be notified by me if your alternate is moved up. It is important to have your alternates go to the apparel room and have their apparel sizes listed in MeetMaker. I will enter all qualified athletes to Easterns and Nationals. You'll receive a confirmation email from USA Gymnastics. If you get this email and any of your athletes are missing, please let me know as soon as possible. The Tim Rand Legend Fund pays the entry fees for all our athletes to go to Easterns and Nationals. And this is where I will once again shamelessly plug that the Tim Rand Legends Fund is a nonprofit organization that exists solely to support our Region 8 athletes. If your club or any parents or you would like to donate to the Tim Rand Fund, we would graciously accept that. If your administrators or coaches that are going to Easterns or Nationals are different than the coaches that are at regionals, please let me know so that we can get that changed in their meet reservation. You can add or make changes to the coaches on meet reservation until the sanction is closed. Coaches of qualified athletes must fill out the coaches' apparel forms before you leave the meet site. Coaches must wear Region 8 apparel at Easterns and Nationals or your state will be fined. All apparel and competition information is in the apparel room. Please do not go to the apparel room when athletes are in the room, and we prefer that you come to the apparel room after your last session of the weekend so that we can make sure you get all the correct apparel for the days you will be at the meets. If your club is not in good standing from either working training camps, hosting training camps, having athletes attend camp, or donating to our region, please be prepared to pay for your apparel. Payment can be taken in the form of check, credit card, or Venmo. I look forward to seeing everyone in Florida and hope that your athletes have the best meet of their season so far. Go Region 8.
Hello. I'm Evelyn Chandler, and I happen to have the privilege of serving as Region 8's technical director, and I'm going to be the meet referee of the upcoming regional competitions. Certainly has been quite a short period of time since the season just started. I only have a couple of things that I'd like to go over with you. One is please keep the conversations with judges down to a minimum, like hi, how are you, hello, because anything more than that is going to give the perception possibly to other coaches, gymnasts, and people in the audience that your gymnast is going to have some special attention. I will be telling the judges that as well. And secondly, please keep the pep talks down to a minimum prior to when the chief judge is ready to raise their flag. That way the gymnasts who haven't competed yet aren't going to be standing there waiting and waiting. Other than that, I will be available. I'll either be right in front of the score table or I'll be up at the score table if you have any questions on a routine. If you didn't see a start value, you didn't see a score, and you'd like for me to do some investigation for you, please feel free to come and get me. In the meantime, it's going to be a long weekend, so I'm going to take another nap.